Hello, this is Juan Zelaya, the Mortgage CPA, and Raul Ruiz, the owner of UBI Equity Group. And today we're diving into a topic that could completely reshape housing in Florida, the push to eliminate or reduce property taxes. Today we're diving into proposals from Governor Ron DeSantis and Miami property appraiser Tomas Regalado to eliminate or reduce property taxes. Governor DeSantis, as you know, has proposed eliminating property taxes for homestead property owners across the entire state. While here in Miami-Dade County, just recently, property appraiser Tomas Regalado is also pushing a plan to eliminate property taxes for seniors over 65 and to create a broader relief for all homeowners. DeSantis is pushing for the elimination of property taxes on homestead properties, while Regalado is proposing to eliminate them for seniors over 65. It's a big conversation, and it raises a big question, Raul. If this actually passes, what happens to Florida real estate? Let's break it down.
What's being proposed? At the state level, DeSantis wants a bold move. No property taxes on your primary residence, if it's a homestead. He's also floated a $1,000 rebate in short term as a stepping stone. What does that mean? A little bit of Christmas holiday money. At the local level, Regalado is zeroing in on seniors, eliminating property taxes for Floridians over 65. Also, while pushing measures that reduce of overall burden for our homeowners. So whether you're retired on a fixed income, a young family, first-time homebuyer, these proposals are meant to provide relief.
Bro, what would that really take, right? To put it on the ballot, what's it going to take next year? But here's the reality check. For DeSantis' plan to move forward, it requires a constitutional amendment because property taxes are written into Florida Constitution. A 60% legislative vote in both the House and the Senate just to get it on the ballot. A 60% statewide voter approval to actually pass. And then lawmakers would have to figure out how to replace the billions of dollars lost in property taxes, which fund schools, fire, police, and local services. Regalado's proposal for seniors might face fewer hurdles if structured properly, but it still needs legal and financial framework to replace that revenue.
What would this do to Florida real estate? What is the real estate impact? The part everyone is wondering about. Affordability. If homeowners don't have to pay property taxes, the monthly cost of owning a home would drop significantly. That could make homeownership more attainable for first-time homebuyers, young families, and retirees on fixed incomes. Demand spikes, but there's the flip side. Carrying cost fuels higher demand. More people inside Florida could buy. And more people from out of state might rush in seeing Florida as one of the cheapest states to own long-term. Property values, while demanding rising, property values would almost certainly climb. Sellers would benefit from buyers, could see higher purchase prices, so while it reduces monthly costs, it might also push home values further, making the initial purchase harder. Investment impacts. Even though DeSantis' proposal is aimed at homestead properties, the investors would still benefit directly. Rising home values would lift the entire market. A higher demand for primary residence often spills over to the demand on rentals and investment properties. So in short, yes, it could make real estate more attainable on a monthly basis, but it could also drive prices higher, which may offset some of that affordability.
So, Raul, where do things stand now? Right now, legislative committees are studying the governor's plan, and Regalado has sent his senior-focused proposal forward. Polls suggest more than 60% of Floridians support some sort of property tax reform. It's what's now in demand. Affordability has become a huge issue, Raul, and I think that this is the first of many property appraisers that are going to voice their demand to make home affordability attainable, right? But remember, there's still huge hurdles, constitutional amendments, voter approval, and the challenge of finding new revenue sources for local governments.
So here's the takeaway. If property taxes are eliminated and reduced, Florida could see a major shift in affordability and demand. Monthly costs for homeowners could go down. The property values may rise further. Seniors, especially, stand to gain the most of Regalado's proposal, while DeSantis' broader plan would reshape the entire housing market. Now, here's the kicker. If you're in the market or even sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates or prices to drop, it may be smart to move before the proposal gains traction. Why? Because it passes, demand will surge and property value costs shoots even higher. This could be one of the biggest positive shifts in Florida real estate we've ever seen.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. This has been Juan Zelaya and Raul Ruiz with UBI Equity Group. Thanks for listening. And if you found this helpful, hit that follow button right at the bottom on YouTube, like, and subscribe. Share it with your neighbors and stay tuned for more updates on property taxes, mortgages, and the Florida housing market. DM me today to see how this impacts your buying power. Let's make sure you stay ahead of the curve, not chasing the wave.